I am back with that special video that I mentioned earlier. It's a little bit windy, but let's hope you can hear me okay. Hoping my audio can take care of this. And yeah, that the wind won't intensify and then I'll have to move. I just finished my lunch. I had a delicious piece of salmon. I love salmon. And I already had this video in mind and what I want to talk about. But I was thinking, why not making this video talking about what I want to talk while trying something new? And because I always like to drink something while I'm smoking, today I will try this new beer. I've never had this. It's called Premium Pills. I don't know if it's a commune or not. I really never tried it. So it's a blonde beer. Not that strong. That's good. I am not a big a big beer drinker, or at least I wasn't before. Very rarely I'll have a beer back in the day, but now in the last, I don't know, few months, I've noticed I actually enjoy a beer there and there. So, but this one, I don't know how it is. Hopefully it will be good. I'm gonna test it now with you also, because I don't have a beer mug. I will drink it right from the bottle. I know it's not very ladylike, but it's okay. We are here among friends, right? So, yeah, cheers. Hmm. Okay, not that different than other beers. Kind of have this feeling that all beer tastes the same. My husband always laughs and says that I have no clue because now each beer is different and you can taste which one is which, but I don't. So, yeah, I'm staying true to my initial belief. This one doesn't taste much different than Bergen beer or, I don't know, other beers I've tried. But it's nice and cold. All right. Bless you. My dog just sneezed. So let's go right into the subject. Back in December, the third video on this channel, it was a video in which I told the story of experiencing my first cigarette. And that video was very successful. I've noticed that still gets lots of views. Is now sitting at around 90 or a bit over 90,000 views, which, you know, for a small and new channel like mine is huge. I'm still surprised, honestly, that people are watching that video, any of my videos actually. But just because that video, for whatever reason, is so popular and is the video where I received the most comments, I was thinking to talk a little bit about this and to go a little bit through the comments, maybe answer some questions. I'm pretty sure I replied probably to almost every single one, but hey, you never know. Maybe I skipped some. Yeah, so we will go back to discussing about that video, the first experience, I want to read you guys some of the comments. Are pretty, some of them are really cool, and there are other people sharing their first experience, which I think is really, really cool to learn how it was for everyone else, because some people, you'll see, some had a very similar experience to mine, some, yeah, all the contrary. So that will be interesting. But I have my tablet here, obviously, because I don't remember everything. So and I need a little bit of help. I want to first read you a message that I received from Larry. Well, Larry joined Larry found my video, this exact video that I told you about, my first cigarette. Obviously, he liked it. And he decided to join my community. And inside there in the community, he wrote a message, and that happened right about, I think it was in January or something like this, when I started the moving process, and I was not very sure if I will continue with this membership. I didn't know if I should keep it open, if I should close it. Anyway, still is open for now, but honestly, not much happened there. I sent some messages, some pictures, some videos then and there, but yeah, what I've noticed is that most people that joined, they actually were not interested in being part of the community. That was my vision initially, to have a place where we can chat and we can all get involved, and we can have some really good conversations going on, some taboo conversations, things that we can discuss here on YouTube. But what I've noticed very fast was that no one was interested in the group dynamic, and everyone just wanted to chat one-on-one with me. Because this group happens on WhatsApp, so obviously everyone has access not only to the group but also to to my private WhatsApp. So there was a time when I was thinking if I should keep it or not. Anyways, long story short, this is a message that Larry sent me, and I saved it because it was so nice. You'll understand why. And this is probably this message from Larry and other messages just like this, just help me come back here and continue to do those videos. So he says like that. So you are going to close down your site. When I listen to you, it's not just the smoking. It's like you're my friend. I sit in my kitchen, and it's like you came over to my house for a chat. Sometimes I have some vodka. Very enjoyable. I hope you don't close down. I sign up for month to month. Don't care about the money. Companionship does not have a price. In fact, it is priceless. I will understand if you go anyway. This was a very, very sweet message. And obviously I didn't close the site, the membership. But I did save the message, and once in a while I go read it. Now, let's go to the main event, topic of the day. Right, so It was somewhere where I could see how many comments I had, but now I don't see it no more. I don't know why. So I'm going into the comment section on my first cigarette video. By the way, are you drinking something? Some vodka maybe? Larry, are you here? All right, so let's go with, I'll just go random because there are so many comments. Obviously, I won't be able to read them all. I just want to read the ones that are a bit longer, so we have a little bit of context maybe. CT Sun 4. Hello, Tara. I just finished watching your first time smoking video, and I enjoyed hearing your story. I immediately subscribed to your page, and later I will be looking into joining your private community. So I'm 39, Tara, and when I started smoking, I was about 18 years old. My school friend at the time always took me home, and as we were driving, he pulls out a cigarette and started to light up. I said nothing at that time. Then he asked if I wanted one. Cheeky. I told him no, I'm okay, it's not for me. I grew up with the mindset because of my parents that I grew up probably with that mindset because of my parents. They told me that if you smoked, you were low and pretty much white trash. But the next time we rode together, he asked again, and I said, sure. Just like you, the first puff, I coughed and it was intense. LOL. But after a while, you do start to get used to the feeling and taste. So, I later went out and selected Marlboro Menthols, and that has been my cigarette of choice to this day. And I enjoy the community aspect of being outside with others during work and enjoying a cigarette. You become more sociable in the world. Agree. Now, as I started to date, I was lucky enough that all the women I went out with were smokers as well. They were also older than me, as I like older women. I knew that if I was with a non-smoker, she will complain about me smoking. Probably. So again, I was fortunate enough to find women with my similar interest. Lucky you. For me, whenever I will see a woman smoking out and about, I found it sexy, as well as kind of badass and just a rebel in a way. Every woman has a certain way that they smoke, and every woman has a certain way that they smoke, and it is, I guess, what turns me on. So now, my current girlfriend is a smoker of cigarettes, vape, cigars, and yes, weed. She is a 43-year-old, fit, dark-haired head with a really sexy and pronounced cleft chin that I find absolutely beautiful. Whenever she lights up a cigarette, she looks so badass. It's almost like a don't F with me look. She dangles it in her mouth and she enjoys it. Especially in the morning when she lights up with her coffee. I will say, if you meet her, you will both be smoking buddies, as you'll enjoy her sense of humor and attitude. I probably will. But yeah, we smoke a lot and it's something that we both enjoy. I smoke with my friends and pretty much her female friends all light up as well. Trying to think of what else to share with you. Well, I'm pretty open, so if you want to ask me anything, I'll share anything. That was a very nice comment. So thank you, City Sun, for very interesting story. I really enjoyed your comment, and I replied, by the way. All right, let's move on to another one. Okay, some people criticize me and telling me that I can quit if I want to. Yes, I know. I know I can quit if I want to. The better question will be, do I want to? And I will let you answer this. All right, let's move on. Another comment from 5 months ago. Username, I don't know, Ender13, something like that. I started because I have a smoking fetish, and smoking allowed me to passively encourage my girlfriend to smoke more and play with the fetish more. Love this. I will be interested to know how you started smoking fully. All of your smoking experiences described here in the video sound unpleasant. That's true. So I'd love to know how you started to enjoy it, when, how it became an addiction, etc. Loving your video so far. That's a good question. Because yes, in that video I just talked about the first experience, the first probably couple of cigarettes that I've tried, and they were very unpleasant. But of course, something happened at one point, and I guess I started to enjoy it. When did that happen? Well, I did have a cigarette there and there with friends, of course, and I still didn't like it, but just to be part of the group, I guess, I will accept to smoke. Most of the times, probably I won't even finish a full cigarette, but I remember a moment that happened probably less than a year after this first cigarette experience, when I was back home with my parents, because usually I was going to another city, another place where I was studying, and sometimes during weekends I would come home. Not very often, maybe once a month or so. But I remember that one time I was home. Probably it was a vacation, a winter vacation or something like this. But what happened is that even though before this I wasn't buying my own cigarettes, I wasn't smoking consistently, it was there and there, you know, one puff there, one cigarette there. I'm pretty sure there were weeks when I'll go without any smoke at all. And then what happened one night, I think my tripod is gonna go. Oh, this wind is not very friendly. Okay, it was so far, but don't get naughty. Okay, seems to be stable now. So it happened that one night, being home, both my parents were smokers and they were asleep. I just felt the urge to have a cigarette. I don't know where it came from, out of nowhere. I just wanted to smoke. Problem was I had no cigarette, but them being smokers, both of them, they had cigarettes, but they were some, I don't know, nasty things I didn't like. I don't even remember the name. Where anyway, something very strong, not what I used to smoke before, which was usually something. The first cigarette was still very, very strong, but then after that, every time I had some, it was either a menthol, either something light or lighter. So my only choice that night was, well, to sneak a cigarette from my parents, and I was terrified because in the unfortunate event that I will have been caught, I think I will also have been dead. And I was very aware of this, so I remember my heart beating very fast. I remember trying in my head to come up with all sorts of excuses of why am I doing up at that night, why am I there, which was like a kitchen type of thing, kitchen terrace, I don't know, something like that, where they were smoking. Um, then also in my mind thinking, well, it's pretty smoky here because they were smoking right before going to bed. So I don't think they will, even if they come here, they won't know the difference. They won't be able to smell me and realize that I smoked. That that state, with my heart beating fast, with being scared, with, I don't know, probably I was even shaking. Um, Making sure that I'm watching and looking at the door so they don't come. So also all my senses being how do you call them? Um, Activated. Yeah, they were all enhanced. I guess you could say. Um, all that combined with the nicotine buzz, because I'm pretty sure I haven't had a cigarette for like a few weeks before. It just, how do I explain it? I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it was so good and so bad at the same time. One of those experiences. But when that nicotine buzz really wrapped me, I felt it everywhere. I felt it in my legs. I felt it um, in my torso. I felt it in my arms. Everything got so relaxed. So, um, I don't know what the word is. It's a very hard experience to describe. Well, at least for me, because I don't know all the words. But that's one memory that is very, very vivid in my mind. And I believe that was the moment when I knew that I am addicted, that I want cigarettes, that I need cigarettes. As the first time when I was conscious about it. There is something on my glasses. I was I was very conscious that right now I am thinking about cigarettes, when before I was very calm and peaceful, thinking, even in conversations when other of my friends were talking about needing to buy cigarettes, wanting cigarettes, all that, I'll be very okay with the idea that, hey, I don't need it, I can have one now and then be okay for weeks or months or who knows. But yeah, that was the moment when I knew. And right after that, I still believe that was a vacation because it was a bit of a longer period. Because after this experience that night, then probably 2 days later, 3 days later, all I was thinking about was how to find the perfect moment to steal another cigarette, to find the perfect place and the perfect time to go and smoke again. So it started to occupy my mind a lot. And then as soon as I left home and I arrived back to the campus, I was going with the train. And as soon as the train stopped in the train station, I had maybe like 5 minutes walk till my campus. But the first stop was to a little shop that was there at the train station, buying my first pack of cigarettes, and that was Kim. That's how they were called, Kim. And I smoked Kim for a while. I don't know how long, probably for a year or so. And then I started liking it, by the way. So the more I smoked, the more, obviously, once I bought that pack of cigarettes, it was no more one cigarette now, one next week. It was pretty much smoking daily. I think I was smoking just a few cigarettes a day, but still, it started to become a daily thing. Um, and then later on, I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years later, don't really know when exactly, but I just started running out of money, of cigarettes, and then there was a point when it didn't really matter what kind of cigarettes I can put my hands on. You know, if my friends had smoked a different brand, I will smoke that too, and it was like that for a while. So I can't say I smoked a certain brand. um, I guess it's hard where when you're in school and you don't have that much money. You kind of have to go with what you have and when you have it. And yeah, cigarettes were first on my list. They became pretty fast first on my list. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's find another good one. Chris P7455 says, beautiful story. Thank you, Chris. Apparently, at some point you started to enjoy it. Yes, I did, and I just told when. Okay, this one I'm not gonna read. Um, this one I'm not gonna read either. Some of them they contain some elements that I rather not say out loud because I'm still trying to keep this channel alive. Okay, Mark Donald something. Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night because of urge need to smoke? I don't think so. I don't remember. Uh, Not to smoke anyways. I'm pretty sure I wake up at night many times, but for other reasons. And then if I'm awake anyways, I'll go and have a cigarette. Yes, that happened a lot. Same here with feeling cool and part of the gang. I don't remember my first cigarette, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't bad enough not to continue. This is from Luke. Thank you, Luke. Um, all right. Taylor Johnson, I guess. Thanks for sharing your smoking story. It was a difficult start, but fortunately you could become a regular smoker. It's very good now. You can enjoy your cigarettes. Congratulations. Thank you, Taylor. Nice story, nice story. Um, Someone asking about my accent. Okay, someone else. Stefan. This is a comment from 3 months ago. Hello. Hello, Stefan. Let me light up a cigarette first. And I need to start making some progress with this beer. Okay, that's nice. Hello. I'm sorry I don't know your name. Tara. Nice to meet you. I just found your website. That was a very interesting story. Thank you. I remember being at home alone and trying to inhale for the first time. I got dizzy. Yes, me too. The room was spinning. I know. I had to lay down on the couch. Okay, not that bad. Also, I did not have a couch around me then. I was so sick. Oh, wow. I was dizzy and sick for a long time. Every time I tried it after that, the same thing happened again. After a long time, I stopped getting sick and gradually got used to it. I subscribe to your channel and I'm anxious to see more videos. Very interesting. What I've noticed, or especially from the comments that I got on this video, most people had a similar experience in the sense that their first cigarette was bad. Yes, the dizziness, yes, the bad taste in the mouth, yes, the coughing, um, everything. But I think you're the first one that I hear of being so sick, and not just first time, every time after that for a while. So yeah, I'm sorry you had this experience with your first cigarette. Okay, Sia Macaque 20. You're so sweet and elegant when you're holding a cigarette. I think every attractive girl should light up a cigarette once in a while. Thank you. I don't know if every girl should light up a cigarette. Maybe should, maybe not. I don't know. It's up to everyone to make their own choices. Hugo, 5 months ago. I really like this story because it reminds me of my own experience and I can understand how you felt the first time you smoked. You are fantastic. Thank you, Hugo. Someone else that had a very similar experience, apparently. Okay. Most of the comments are, compliments, which I appreciate. Thank you. And people saying thank you for sharing your story. That's why I'm going past them fast. Let's see this one. Okay, no. 3 weeks ago, I convinced my girlfriend to try her first cigarette after watching this video. Okay. I think we should hear from your girlfriend now. Thanks for opening up about your first time. I have yet to try it, but do enjoy girlfriends that smoke. Nice. Trees on. I don't get here. I don't know how can I do this to get the full username. Trees on something. I had a smoking fetish and my wife used to turn me into a smoker. Okay, so you had a smoking fetish and your wife was a smoker? I don't know. Anyway, she turned you into a smoker. She was devilish. as she was. I need to hold my tripod, so keep on living life and being happy. Yes, I will. Thank you very much. You too. Davam 6905. 6 months ago. The secret to that first puff is to take very little smoke into your mouth, almost none, and then inhale a lot of air. Thank you. That's a great advice. Okay. Forest something. Okay. Like I said, I'm not getting the full username. Oh, what is happening? This wind, I don't think will let us finish this video here. Kind of need to hold the tripod now. Okay, so a comment from 2 months ago from someone that his username starts with forest. About 8 years old, 66 now. My brother offered me a rolled export A. After the first puff, I simply said no thanks. I refused all through high school, even though all my classmates did smoke, while living in China, teaching. How cool. It was basically mandatory, but I refused until about year 3 while in a bar. This sounds like an interesting story, doesn't it? Okay. While in a bar, smoked 3 this one day and it was hard to finish each. Now I can understand that. I vape, but wonder why that is so easy and no strong urge to have a cigarette. I bought a pack of ESSE, I don't know how you pronounce that, menthol, and it is still waiting for me. I find that an attractive lady lighting up is such a turn on, and found that men really love those types of videos. Yes, I find that too. Damn. Now I'm thinking about that pack of mentals waiting for you. Thank you for your comment. Okay, Crandall, 5 months ago. Maybe I'm an exception to the norm, but I wanted to try smoking in private, so I snuck one and got the courage to try it shortly after. I did and thoroughly enjoyed the first time I inhaled. Yes, that is different than most of us. I closed smoked for years. I closed it. So you was hiding smoking, yeah, for years, purely because I enjoyed it so much. Later, I enjoyed smoking while out with friends, having drinks, coffee, and other things. I don't smoke much, but years later, and I still thoroughly enjoy it. In fact, my wife and I first bonded over sharing cigarettes at the party when we first met. That's a cool story. Thank you for your comment. And yes, I can tell that you were an exception to the norm, because I haven't heard many people saying how much they enjoyed their first cigarette. Well, that deserves another cheers. Almost halfway. Okay, DGBC2CF. That's the username. And this comment came 3 days ago, so pretty recent. Let's see. Let's see what he has to say. Uh, my wife was an anti-smoker all her life, a true girl next door type. We have been married a long time. 2 years ago, she was on her friend about quitting smoking, and her friend said that she'd try quitting if my wife smoked a cigarette and inhale it. My wife turned green, but days later, my wife came home from her friend smelling of smoke. Huh, busted. It continued. Excuse me. It continued for a few weeks until finally my wife admitted to me she was smoking and was hooked. Lost my I love this story. Okay, so the wife that was what was it? Uh, an anti-smoker all her life. So she admitted she was smoking and was hooked. 2 years later, she smokes well over a pack a day and is addicted. She is surprised at how smoking has increased her heartbeat every time she inhales. I can understand that. I was not happy at first, but my wife feels sexier when she smokes and uses it seductively with me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Great comment. Thank you for sharing. Um, mhm. Okay, XOX6663, 2 months ago. First time as an independent woman, new country, home alone, and it just hit that I could do whatever I wanted. Yeah. Went to the supermarket and bought some Parliament ciggies. The rest is history. Good for you. Not because you're smoking. We don't want you to think I encourage smoking, but good for you for, yeah, doing what you want, what makes you happy. Dusty Lover 100, 2 weeks ago. I just decided one day I wanted to be a smoker. No peer pressure or anything. I love everything about it. The feeling of it going into and out of my lungs and chest tightness because of the tar building in my chest. Okay, Dusty really loves smoking. Cool. Um, Such a great channel. So glad I found it. Keep up the great smoking content. Thank you. Great story. Thank you. Okay, Rocky Racco, 5 months ago. My story was the opposite. That's interesting. If it was the opposite, I think deserves another cigarette. How many did I have so far? I lost count. By the way, did I showed you my, well, it's not new, cigarette holder? Pretty cool, isn't it? And I have a lighter here, but I'm not really using it. But look, it's really nice. Okay. My story was the opposite. Who was this Rocky? So we're reading Rocky's story. Everyone offered me a cigarette throughout my life, and I always said no thanks. But I started smoking alone by myself at 32. in my new home. And today, 10 years later, you're 42, just like I am. I'm still a secret smoker. Oh wow, because I enjoy it a lot, but only at home. Like like a cup of coffee, or probably with a cup of coffee or a glass of wine at the end of the day. Yes, that's very nice. I don't take cigarettes with me. They're always at home. Thank you for sharing your story. You are wonderful. Thank you, Rocky. Yeah, that's interesting. So you say that you enjoy it. I was gonna say love it, but you used I enjoy, so I'm not gonna say you love it. You do enjoy it, but you only enjoy smoking at home. I think that's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's yeah, up to you how often or how much you want to smoke. The only thing, let me reread that a little bit. Uh, okay, so no, you're not saying anything. I must be thinking about another message. Someone that said, that they really enjoy smoking, but they are hiding it because everyone else is, against it. So it doesn't want to be in a conflict, I guess, with anyone else. Yeah, see, with that I have a problem. Well, not that I have a problem. It's hard for me to understand it because I do believe you have to be free, and you have to be able to do the things that you enjoy doing, the things you love doing, no matter of how others perceive those things to be, as long as you don't bother someone else, as long as it's not illegal. Just because people in general have this opinion and is this stigma about smoking and smokers, I don't think someone should hide. But yeah, maybe Rocky's story is different because probably he's not hiding. He just enjoys having a cigarette at home at the end of his day. So yeah, that's a different story. All right. Let's see. Someone else? Greta. My story is similar to you. I also started alone but at 20 and was a secret smoker, but now I hide myself only from mom and dad. My mom knows that I smoke, but dad doesn't. We live separately. My mom has never smoked. Oh, what happened? My mom has never smoked and she hates cigarettes, and that's the reason I hide from her. I'm in my 11th year of smoking now. Tried to quit it a few times, but failed, and just decided to never ever think of quitting smoking. Let's enjoy it as much as possible. Okay, Greta, let's enjoy it. Cheers to Greta. I do understand this story with hiding from parents. I did too, for a little bit. Mm, maybe that's a good video for next time. Okay. Okay. Yes, your story is very similar to mine. Thank you very much for commenting. I have a lot of questions to ask, but I don't want to bother you. You're not bothering me. I'm just asking how much you smoke a day and how long it took you to tell your mother about this. Of course, we have to enjoy it. Um, okay, so I guess I'll just tell the story, but just the short version of it. So, what was the first question? How much you smoke a day? So I smoke about a pack. A pack has 20 cigarettes. I heard of packs that have more. That's why I always say around 20. How long it took you to tell your mother about this? Uh, all right. So short story. Both my parents were smokers. I started smoking when I was 16. I was still in school. Uh, the story always was, even though my both parents were smokers, the story and what they always told me and my sister was, you're not allowed to smoke. And the list was long. Smoking was just one of the things. As long as you live under my roof and as long as I'm paying for you and for your expenses. And that's what I grew up hearing pretty much. Whenever you'll have your own money, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. That was the thing. Good. And now, when I finished school, uh, well, I finished school a bit later because I did a college and that was 5 years, whatever. Anyways, I was around um 19, I think, 18, 19, between 18 and 19. Right after college, I got a job as a teacher. And as soon as I got the first money, when I had my own money, obviously I was smoking during this time a lot, meaning like a pack a day, just like now. So I remember that day. I had my own money. I went home that day. Um, my dad was, we had like a back home. We had like a special place where they were smoking. It was not in the house, so I don't know how really to call that. But anyways, he was there having a cigarette. My mom, I don't know, she was around but not there. I was not that afraid of my mom. I never was, I guess. My dad was more the person that uh, I can say I respected more, because that won't be true. I respected both my parents. It's just the fact that my dad was always the one that was toughest. So I guess I always kind of seeked his approval, and I wanted to make sure that he's not disappointed in me more than my mom. My mom had a different personality. She was very fast to get mad, to get angry, but then very, very fast she will be back to normal, and she will kiss me and we'll hug and everything will be good. So it was a different type of relationship that I had with mom than I had with dad. And I knew that if I get dad, I knew that this has to be done with dad, not mom, because once dad knows and he's okay with it, mom, she'll probably have something to say, but there will be no problem. So that's what I did. I came home that day. I I went to say hello to my dad. He was smoking. I took my cigarette out of my purse, put them down the table. He was shocked. He looked shocked. He didn't know what's happening. I never smoked in front of him. I can't say they knew for sure I was smoking, but they definitely had doubts because, they will smell me. Sometimes my clothes will smell. You know, how many times can you say that I was in a place where people were smoking or whatever? It was pretty obvious, But he also did not expect me to have that much nerve, I guess, to do it in front of him. Um, just as a side story, both my parents hid their smoking from their parents, and they said it was out of respect. So probably going with this logic, he thought I will never do it myself. Anyways, took out my cigarette. I took a cigarette out. I light it up. Well, he was, yeah, like 1 meter away from me, looking shocked. And he asked me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I smoke." "What did I tell you?" And he just started. I started building. And I just said, "Wait, weren't you the one that said that once I have my own money, I can do whatever I want, I can smoke, I can whatever I want? Wasn't that the deal?" It, there were some other things that were said back then, but pretty much it ended with, "Do what you want, but it's not good. Why would you do this?" Even though he was smoking, so he did not like me to smoke. Then my mom showed up. I was like halfway my cigarette. She saw me smoking. "What are you doing?" "Smoking." "Oh my God." And the craziness started. And I said, "Sorry, guys. I'm just following the rules here. You said this. I respected what you said. Now you also have to respect what you said because it's just fair." And that was that. From that moment on, I smoked with my parents all the time. There was no problem. At one point, they were buying me cigarettes. Mm, you know, it was just a normal thing. Yeah, I. It's funny because they had a very different relationship with their parents, and probably in a way they wanted to be like how I was with them with their parents, but that didn't happen. So, and anyways, their parents passed away not soon after I started smoking. So I don't think they will have done anything. Mm. But also, I will go to my relative's house, and that's when I was still at school. So my parents didn't know. Again, they had their doubts about me smoking, but I will still go to my grandma's house. My uncle was there, other relatives, and some were smoking, some not. And I had no problem smoking in front of them. And of course, it was that initial discussion, which I was cool with because I knew I guess it's just normal when someone cares about you. They want to feel like they did their job in warning you about how bad smoking is for you and all of this. But other than that, they get used to it and, they don't question it later on. And that's what happened. So, no, I never had a problem with smoking in front of anyone. I didn't hide except from my parents because those were the rules. And that was just for the first few years. And anyways, I was not living with my parents at that time, so my hiding was really just in the weekends. I was coming home and vacations, and even then I will try to go out as much as possible just so I can smoke. So I can't say that it was such a big problem. Okay. Oh God, this video is getting really long. So hopefully I'm not boring you too much. Um, See, because I took all those randomly, now I don't even know which one I read, which one I didn't. Okay. Anyways, lots and lots and lots of comments, guys. And I really, really enjoyed reading all of them. Sometimes I still go and go back to your comments and read it because it makes me feel nice. Okay. Okay. Keith, it says Camel Blues are good starter brand. Tiny inhales at first. I didn't know that. Okay. Keith is recommending Camel Blues. I guess that's okay. I started to get a bit noisy here. And anyways, this video became a little bit too long than I expected. And the neighbor's kid started to cry and to make noise. So, cheers, guys. Thank you all for all the comments that you left, not only on this video, but all the other ones. It was really nice going through them now. And I'll probably have some more of this beer later on. I mean, in the future, because it's not bad. All right. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching so long. Bye.